The true story of Alfredo Alba, as told through this little autobiography kind of that we just read. The story that we just read was about this Alfredo's childhood. I wanted to read to you guys a couple of the historical details about this Alfredo, this real life Alfredo that we just read about. This book tells us the true story of Alfredo Alba's journey to Texas in the 1980s. Alfredo's father started working as a stonemason after they moved to the United States. And when Alfredo grew up, he became a stonemason too. He still lives in Texas and has two young children of his own. Everyone who immigrates from Mexico to the United States has a unique story. Alfredo's family was eventually reunited and then became U.S. citizens, but many immigrants' family stories are different. Alfredo worked with his neighbor Deborah Mills to write this story. Alfredo and Deborah wanted to share this story because many children experience similar journeys today, just not in Mexico and the United States, but all over the world. Hearing these stories with other people help other people understand what it would be like to experience a difficult journey like Alfredo's. And that's something that we got to do, right? Putting ourselves in the shoes of characters like Danby and like Alfredo. And over here, Fronteras y Culture, Borders and Culture, Alfredo and Papa crossed the Rio Grande River that forms much of the border between Mexico and the United States. You see it here, down here, represented by this thick line. It is almost 2,000 miles long. In some places, the river is deep and wide. In others, it's more narrow and shallow. People immigrate or move from one country to another all over the world. A person might travel on a plane or in a car or a boat or even on foot, like Alfredo and Papa. Some immigrants pay a coyote to guide them across the U.S. border from Mexico, as Alfredo's Papa did. These guides are named after clever wolf-like animals called coyotes that hunt near the border. Immigrants must pay these guides a lot of money in order to arrive safely. The coyote guides are not always reliable, and sometimes they steal money from people instead of helping them. In other countries, guides who bring people across to other borders are called by different names. People have many different reasons for immigrating. Sometimes immigrants feel pulled to a new place for better jobs or quality of life, or to reunite with a family member, or other times they are pushed to leave home because of problems like war. The people who are pulled in this example could be regular old immigrants, while the people who are pushed would be those refugees that we've talked about before. National governments have laws about immigration. These laws often require official documents for people to enter and stay in a new country. It can be very difficult to obtain these documents. Alfredo and Papa entered the United States without this documentation. Changes in the law after they arrived gave them the opportunity to become citizens in America. However, many immigrants aren't eligible to apply for citizenship. In this case, the government could send them back to their country that they left. This is why Papa gave Alfredo money to return to La Ceja. In some cases, in the case he was sent back to Mexico, the Mexican side of the border. Immigrants bring parts of their culture with them when they move. For example, traditional Mexican foods like tortillas and salsa and guacamole become popular in the United States among many different cultures. If you live in the United States, then most likely your family or your ancestors came from another country, even if it was a long time ago. Are there traditions or stories your family brought with them? I'd love to hear and I'd love to know. I'll see you guys soon, okay? Hasta pronto. Adios.